Greetings, all is well, cyberspace, health hop family, what's going on? I want to try to do this video one more time, man. This is my third time doing this video because I keep hearing new stuff and hearing more crazy shit. It make me want to go back and add this and that and rethink this and re-emphasize that or stress these certain points. But I'm just gonna do it this time, and y'all don't even worry about none of that because that's really for me, so I don't forget to say certain things that have been on my mind. And I just want to thank everybody who submitted comments and suggestions and feedback and video responses. All of that is good because you're helping me figure out where the people at. I can feel the pulse of the people and see where our heads at. Cause, you know, some of these things we're gonna have to get over before we can move on to higher sciences and other degrees. So this was brought on. Hold on, my battery is unplugged. Yeah, the whole point of this video was initially brought on by inbox I got, a message I got by one of the sisters. I think Ayana Rosado, forgive me if I'm saying that wrong, but sent me a message expressing some concerns because apparently, even though she said I wasn't the one she was talking about, some other people have accused me of this since I got that message of implying that certain people were not natural enough and singling out certain individuals and being too, how did she put it? Can't exactly be, I'm gonna have to look up, I don't want to try to find the message, but basically we're misusing this this word natural, and we're not being fair with how we apply it. And she gave some examples saying how certain sisters may only do their eyelashes, some eyeliner or whatever that's called, mascara, and maybe just do their lips, maybe a little lip gloss. And I'm gonna have to look up the message to find the examples exactly what she said, but it was talking about certain people doing certain things where they're not considered natural, and other people might be considered natural just because they don't do those certain things. Like, let me find it, man. Y'all just hold on a second. Okay, I got it now. Shit. Yeah. Responding to some of the glamour school videos and going into the definition of beauty and nature, or natural rather, and basically saying that, which I'm glad you gave the definition of beauty because this is good for us to build on, but as far as nature or natural, defined as present in or produced by nature, not artificial or synthetic, in accordance with the usual course of nature. And beauty being defined as the combination of qualities that make something pleasing and impressive to look at, listen to, touch, smell, and or taste. Now, the point was whether we agree with the definitions or not, then natural would mean being completely unaltered, remain in the state you were in when you were born. And I just want to make sure I clear that up before we go any further, that that's not what I'm talking about. Like, That's not what I mean when I say just get up in the morning and run your fingers through your hair and rinse your face off. Because just by saying that, then I'm already saying that I don't mean just get up and go as you are. That's maintenance right there. To wash your face, brush your teeth. Like I said, for me, that is combing my hair. So that's maintaining it. Just like getting the washcloth and cleaning my body or wiping my ass. None of these things would be considered natural if we want to go by the definition. Like if we want to just say, okay, get up and go like the dogs do, then that's a whole different thing. But dogs, cats, and everything else even groom themselves. They have their rituals that they do. They have their own ways of detoxing and cleaning, cleansing. Everything does this. That's all grooming really is. Just helping my body aid in the detox process. Knocking the dead skin that I'm dropping off anyway. So I just wanted to make sure we clear on that. That that's not what we're talking about. See, why I wrote this stuff down. Healthy, not natural. I say these words for lack of better words. Like, we're dealing with the English language, so we're limited to a degree by that language. But natural don't always mean healthy, so really, fuck natural. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to deal with natural, period. We don't even have to use that word. Because if what you're doing is not healthy, then it don't matter if it's natural or not. High fructose corn syrup, as I've said before, is considered natural, but it is also unhealthy. So that's what we're dealing with here at the Health Hop Network. It might not always come across on all the videos that I'm doing, but that's the underlying message. That's the focal point. That's all I really care about. I don't care about what color your face is today or tomorrow, or your eyes, or your fingernails, or none of that. Like, that really only matters to you. You need to be asking yourself why that matters to you and why you got time to do that. See, this is another thing. Like, we're gonna have to establish that. My goal is, if you overstood where I was really coming from, you would see that I'm trying to drive you within. I'm trying to show you, trying to direct you inward. So you can't be directed inward when you're doing this. You're painting these, you're painting this, you're painting that, you focus on that, you're in the closet, you're in the mirror. These things are outside of yourself. So every moment that you spend engaged in those activities is a moment you spent neglecting yourself. Argue with that. You cannot tell me that. The only way you can think otherwise is if you think this is you. If you think when you're doing this, you're doing something for yourself. And maybe that's the problem. That's why y'all keep saying, I ain't doing this to impress nobody. I do this for me. Because you think this is you. And then that gets into consciousness. And we're going to get into stages of consciousness because there are different levels and stages of consciousness. I don't claim to be more conscious or that people are not conscious because they don't believe what I believe. No, I'm telling you by definition, if you're not aware of what the things you're putting on your face are doing to your skin, then you are unconscious of that. You're unaware. If you're unaware of what a perm is doing to your brain, your scalp, your pores, then you are unconscious of that. I am conscious of that, so that makes me more conscious than you. As far as that goes. So we have to be for real about that. I'm aware of the fact that when I'm in the closet, I'm taking away time that I could be doing something else for me, the real me. And we might have to do a class on the 3 U's. Maybe some of you haven't identified or are not aware that there are 3 U's that you've created in this matrix. And it's your job to sort through them and figure out which one is the real you. One of them is the real you. We'll do the 3 U's another time. But that's all this is about. That how are you spending your time and why are you spending it that way? You have to start asking yourself these questions. Let me go back to the message so I don't get off track. But yeah, so I can address that. My thing is not whether you are natural enough or if somebody else is better than you because they got doing this and you're not doing that. Somebody not doing anything to themselves. Whoever the person who is not doing anything to themselves just has freed up more time. They are more free than you. This is just a fact. They're not worried about that. They don't have to spend any money on nail polish and lipstick and hair products, whatever you're using, whatever you have become accepted as part of your regimen. See, it's hard for me to accept that you're doing that for yourself. Why would you put yourself through all these things just for you? I hear you complaining about the things you do. You're complaining about the shoes you wear. You're complaining about the clothes. You complain about the shit you have to do to try to fit in your clothes and try to look a certain way. I just read something. The lady was talking about the things we have to go through as women. This wearing a corset or something. You can't breathe. You walking around. You can't walk. You can't. Come on, man. Miserable. But you look good. But you feel like shit. And you do that for you. That's insanity. That's retarded. If you would put yourself, you put on some uncomfortable shoes for yourself, then you're crazy. And ain't nothing else you can tell me about that. That's crazy. I wouldn't even buy a pair of shoes that look like they wouldn't fit me. The shoes you wear look uncomfortable. When I look at them, they are not shaped like they're made for a foot to go in. So I have enough sense just to look at a shoe and say, oh, my foot wouldn't go in there. It wouldn't be comfortable for me. So I wouldn't even buy that. But not only did you look at it and say, ooh, that's cute. But you bought it and then try to stuff your foot in it, felt your toes and shit shift to the side and everything be crunched together. Might have got some corns and bunions and shit as a result. And didn't stop. That is the definition of insanity. Being crazy. To do something over and over again and expect a different result. According to Einstein. I think that's a pretty good working definition. So you don't maybe this is what I'm saying. Maybe not conscious of the fact that you're crazy. That's what I'm talking about. You're not aware that that's crazy. You think it's normal. My mate just told me that y'all walk around watching your step while you in your heels. You got to watch your step. You got to walk careful. You might step in a hole or a crack or slip or fall or twist your ankle. Anyway, first you got to learn how to walk in these stilts. You can never learn how to walk in them. You always look retarded. Looking like you're walking faster than you're supposed to be. But the point is, you damaging your spine and your feet and all of this other shit for what? Your equilibrium, your balance, throw it off for you? Because you like your equilibrium and your balance, throw it off and your back fucked up and your feet hurt. That's what you like. I got you. Then you're insane. So, if you're not trying to, we all are and were once insane. None of us are exempt from this. Some of us are aware of how crazy we were, and would never continue to do things that we know were crazy. So let's get back into it, man. I don't want to rant. I'm trying to just keep this shit. I just want to present the facts, indisputable facts. These questions that I'm asking you, if you don't have any logical answers for me, then keep your emotions out of it. That's all I'm hearing. There's a lot of addiction, emotion, attachment to a bunch of shit that don't even have anything to do with you. Y'all will fight and argue about shit that is not yours. You ain't making a dime off of these things, but you don't want to see them go. Okay. The sister talked about fragrances and jewelry. Like I just said, that's right. If we were just talking about being as the beast are, then I wouldn't need this. I wouldn't ever need a shave. It's not natural for a razor to touch my face. Not natural for tissue to touch my ass. So, but is it healthy? Is it healthy for me to wipe my ass and clean myself? So that's what we're dealing with. I am not trying to reduce us to mere beast. I'm trying to return us to royalty. To a time when we were the most beautiful, hygienic, immaculate people on the planet. The other people on the planet said so. So that's what I speak about. When I'm talking about beauty, that's the example I have in my head. I'm thinking about royalty. I'm not thinking about barbarians and beasts. That ain't us. That's not what we come from. That's not how we live. We are not uncivilized savages. So that ain't what I'm on. I'm well aware of the divine essence. We are the culmination of all beings on this planet. We are no mere beast. So when I say returning to nature and living simply, and living a simple life, I'm not talking about being a dog or a rat and living as a, not that, being wild don't necessarily mean being a beast either. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not opposed to being naked and being out in nature and living like as simply as possible. I'm not saying I'm against that. I don't see anything wrong with that. I want to make that shit clear too. But I'm not in a situation where I can do that, so I'm aware of that. I can't just walk out here like I would like for all of us to be and not have a problem with it. See how much simpler would it be for me if I just could get up and clean myself or go dip in the creek or the lake or the stream or the ocean or whatever. Go out and pick my food, come back, chill, talk. Like, no, I don't see anything wrong with none of that. But that doesn't make us uncivilized or savage or any beast. Because if we were to live that way, y'all need to get that type of thinking out of your head. If you think that way. But yeah, so I don't have a problem with wearing natural scents if it's healthy. If what you're putting on your skin is not clogging your pores and damaging your skin, then go for it. But be aware of why you're doing it. Don't just say you're doing it for you. The flowers don't just smell good for them. They smell good to attract the bees. Don't fool yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Man. That's just crazy. I wear certain things because I like them, yes. I take pride in my appearance, yes, and I expect the same from my sisters. From every woman I see. Take pride in your appearance. That's all I said. Take care of your hair. If you're gonna style your hair, style your hair. It goes right the fucking head. Just make sure we talking about your hair. And put it in a style that would grow, that's natural and healthy for you. But yeah, I picked this shirt because I liked it. It looked good. But I wouldn't have picked it if this was Cedric the Entertainer face on it. Or motherfucking Martin, Soldier Boy. This is Martin, but not that Martin. Not Martin Lawrence. This is Martin Luther King. In case you can't see who the fuck it is. But everything I buy, everything I wear means something. It's saying something. And this has always been very important. And I'm trying to get y'all to understand that 90% of communication is not verbal. We understand that? That this is body language. Before I even open my mouth, I said something. Just by the way I'm presenting myself. I'm sending a message. I'm saying something. So all I'm asking for you to do is just be aware of what signal you're sending out. What message are you sending? Are you saying that you're proud to be who you are and you just want to be the best you can be? Or are you saying that you would prefer to be somebody else and look like them? Maybe today you want to be yourself, tomorrow you want to be somebody else. Because I got to address this too, sister, because you did make this statement about one time, like sometimes you wear your, most of the time, I guess you're saying you wear your natural curly hair, but then sometimes you want to flat iron your hair. And we're going to get back into the rest of that, but I want to deal with that first, because this is very important. This is what I'm trying to understand and get y'all to question yourselves on. How do you think that that's an alternative? Why do I keep finding, why are there so many videos showing you how to make your natural hair, get that straight look? I saw somebody say how to get that straight look with natural hair, and I left a comment that they probably won't approve. Saying, I just told them, you mean that Caucasian look. You know, keep it 100. Y'all need to keep it 100. I'm just tired of you fucking lying to yourselves about what you're doing. Stop saying that straight look, that relaxed look, that weak look, that European look, that Caucasian look. Because this is where you saw it. This is where you got it first. Don't tell me that shit about the Egyptians straightening their hair. Because you just proved my point when you said that. If they had to straighten their hair, then it's safe to say it wasn't straight to begin with. So why they straighten their hair is what you should be asking. Could be for the very same reason why you doing it. Were they influenced by somebody? What dynastic period are we talking about? Don't just start saying shit. But the fact that they straightened their hair shows you that they didn't have straight hair to begin with. So why did they do it? Like I said, we want to talk about them wearing makeup and they wore jewelry and all that. Why did they do it? We had reasons for everything we did, and we still trying to figure out why they did and how they did certain things. So y'all need to stop throwing that type of shit out there like you know what you're talking about. But your argument is that you want to switch it up. You want to be different. I just want a different look. So I'm asking, why do you think that's a viable option? Why do you think the fur look is a viable option? And we need to establish that that's fur. I need to stop saying hair is hair. It don't matter if it's clean. As long as it's clean, as long as it look good and it's the same, it is not the same. Nature says it's not. Not me. I'm not racist. Nature says this. Nature says that me looking like this and somebody who is pale skinned, a clear nigga, European, white boy, whatever you want to call him, if we were both to lay on the beach and just fall asleep for a few hours, the sun is going to decide what the differences are in us. Nature will decide. I don't have to say, I can believe that we are all the same and love him and think this is my homeboy, be my brother, whatever I want to think. And believe we are the world, but the sun and nature will say, no, here you go, y'all are different. Let me show you how and why. You don't have to guess. Just watch nature. Just like nature shows you every time you do something to get that straight look or that relaxed look, you have to do things to keep that. I was reading on the same video I was watching, one of these videos, the one I made a comment on. Somebody asked, what do you do when it starts to frizz back up? What do you do when your natural strength starts to come back? You don't even realize how great that is. That despite whatever you do to your shit, the strength of it, the power of it, it just comes back up. It just raises back up no matter what the fuck you do. Like, nah, fuck that. Soon as nature comes in contact with you, soon as some water hit it in the air and some shit, now your shit just come back, start looking like mine, and you upset with that, but you think that's an option. You think it's equivalent. You think a hat with the brim hanging off is the same as a new hat. That's what you gotta think. I couldn't put on, if I had two hats, and one of them was brand new and sharp as hell, nice new hat, and the other one was raggedy and fucked up, dirty, falling apart. I couldn't wear one day and one the next, and be standing here pretending like I'm fly with my raggedy hat on. Only way I could do that is if I thought that they were the same. If I didn't know the difference between a brand new, strong, nice hat and a dirty, raggedy, fucked up, ugly one. You understand? They're not the same. If those are the only two hats I have, I'll just wear my nice hat every day till it wear out and I can get another one. Fur is fur. Hair is hair. We don't call dogs fur hair for a reason. If it was the same, why don't we just call that shit hair? You got two different words to distinguish two different things. Hair is hair. This is fucking hair. And you're not gonna tell me it's the same as Justin Bieber's shit. But if I believed it was the same, then I would think that that's a viable option. Is it an option for me to go get a Bieber? I really wish I wanted to go get me a Bieber wig just to wear it, just to see what y'all's reaction would be. Or just so straight mop head curly wig like I've seen on some of these women. If I put that on, is that alright just because I want to switch it up? What if I just came out here like this tomorrow? What's good? Hotel family? Just act like everything's normal. Oh, I just wanted to switch it up. That's not the same to y'all. Y'all don't get that, right? But it's my face. It's my money. If I want to spend my money and you do that to my face, can I do that to my face? Can I just get me a Bieber? What if I want to flat iron my shit? See, I understand that that's would damage my shit. Why would I want to damage myself on purpose, knowingly? This is what consciousness is about. If you're unaware that you're damaging it, then you'll do that. And you can only do that as long as you're unaware and don't care. As long as you're under the illusion that look, a Bieber or a Becky is the same as a Samson, a Solomon, whatever you want to call it, a Yeshua, a Marley. What are you enhancing? What are you improving when you damage and weaken your shit? You cannot cook this and call it an improvement. You cannot kill it and call it an enhancement. Y'all gotta understand that. Like, I'm really trying to be, I don't know how else to reach you. Like, I don't want to be mean about it. I want to be real because this is powerful right here. And you are neglecting it. You don't understand the power. If you think you can just cover it up with a fur hat, if you can go get you a wig of fur and put it on top of this and walk around and feel just as good or the same or maybe even better with that on, you don't think that's crazy? You don't think that's what I'm saying. It's only makes sense to you if you don't realize what this really is. If you think this is just a little some design that this thing is making, you don't realize the strength of the spiral. I pulled a piece of my hair out the other day and was just pulling it apart and watching it coil back up, and just was amazed by that. That's power. You ever seen a spring, like the mattress springs, the old mattress springs you couldn't pull apart because of that coil? No sane person would damage themselves, weaken themselves on purpose. Have you ever seen a skinny suit? Y'all know what a muscle suit is, right? I ain't talking about a muscle suit like Eddie Rome was wearing. I ain't talking about no Eddie Rome. Talking about like a muscle suit, like you might see at the carnival or some shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Skinny guy get in the suit so he can feel like he's got muscle. You want to be a big guy for the day. Well, why they don't have this, the opposite? Why don't people work out to get weak? Why don't take drugs to make you look weak and smaller and shrivel up? Why do people take drugs to swell up and be big and strong? Nothing wants to be weak. Naturally, nothing in its right mind would choose to be weak. If you got a choice, I'm talking about you born with the strength and then you choose to weaken yourself. You born in a strong suit. You born muscular and go put on a skinny suit so you can look weak. Does that make any sense? Is there such a thing? Do people do that type of shit? No, not sane people. This is what I want y'all to understand. It's just as stupid and crazy and retarded as I would look in a Bieber or a fucking straight wig. If I was to flat iron my shit tomorrow, y'all would be laughing at me, man. You should be. Or crying, one. But that's the same way you look to me. And the more brothers start to wake up and become aware of who they are and start to love themselves, then they're going to have no choice but to respond to you the same way. They're not going to like that shit either. Because we are supposed to be reflecting each other. Your hair is supposed to grow like my hair. Just like your nose is supposed to look like my nose, and your lips, and your eyes, your skin. We should be... I looked up here at this woman. I'm supposed to recognize them features. Set me up for what I was supposed to be seeing for the rest of my life. That standard, right there, is being set. The beauty. And y'all can't get away from that. This is what you have to ask yourself. When did you start needing improvement too? I asked the sister this on the comment. At what age? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? When did you become flawed? When did you stop being perfect? Because I say you were born perfect. Now how do you improve on perfection? Tell me, how do you improve on perfection? And if you're not perfect, when did it happen? Tell me at what age did they decide that you need fixing? That's what you're saying. Every time y'all keep talking about makeup. Makeup for what? Make up? What type of story are you making up? What type of lie are you making up? That's what I told the other sister. If you're making up your bed, you're doing it because it's messy. If you're making up a story, you're telling a lie. So you need to decide which one of you. Either you're a liar or a mess. It's your choice. But as long as you're making up, you're going to have to be one or the other. Either you needed fixing, you needed to be made up because you were out of order, or you making up a lie that you're presenting to the world. Tired of the land of make-believe. This is not motherfucking Mr. Rogers over here. It's time to wake up. Let's get back to reality. Now stop telling me about art. I understand tribal instinct, tattoos, all of that. go into that. That's why I know I'm just not from that tribe. I'm from the tribe. This is, some of y'all might know some of us. You might know one of us in your tribe. There's only gonna be a couple of us around. But you look around for a brother in our era, somebody in this generation who ain't got no tattoos or no body piercings, period. Man. I don't know, might be some women out there too. I don't think I've met any women that meet that criteria, but there's a few of us brothers who don't do that. But those people who do, y'all part of the same tribe. Just like the people who wear certain hairstyles. All of this shit, we are all connected. Ain't nothing new. We doing what our ancestors did, so I understand that. Even the sisters who walking around half naked. Well, that's our nature to walk around all the way naked. So the shit that we be seeing out here oohing and eyeing over really ain't nothing. We don't see no titties flapping around this motherfucker. So these things are in our instinct, we have become so self-conscious that, we forgot about not giving a fuck about certain things. But I just want y'all to be asking yourselves these questions. When and why do you feel you need improvement or enhancing? These are your words. These are things I've been picking up from y'all. Like, ain't none of this shit I just come up with. I ain't come up with none of this stuff. That's another thing y'all need to understand. I've been talking about these subjects for years. So I done heard all of this before. Everything y'all saying, I done argued and debated about it so many times that, it's like, I'm really tired of this shit. Like, I promise this is it for me. Y'all, I'm done with it. After that Sonetta video when he interviewed them girls, I don't have very much hope anymore. Like, I really only care for those who care about themselves. And I'm assuming if y'all are here listening, then you want to be the best you can be. And I'm telling you that you're not making yourself the best you can be when you do these things. Literally, you're not being your best. How can you be being your best when you're damaging and weakening what you were born with? It's the same as I asked the sister about bleaching skin and plastic surgery. So skin bleaching is very prevalent among African and Caribbean people right now. Probably some European. When I looked at poor Lauren, not the last time I saw her, but y'all don't seen them pictures, them clown-looking pictures. I don't know what's going on with Lauren. I ain't finna talk about that right now. But she obviously is doing something to her skin. She's not the same complexion she used to be. Neither is Lil' Kim and a lot of other women out there. But, so I ask, is that the same? Because y'all be quick to jump on some do what you do for you shit. If your body's your hair is your money, you can do what you want. So is it alright, since it's your skin and it's your money, is it alright to bleach your skin to match the hair? Because this is what you should be doing. You don't realize how crazy you look with straight hair and dark skin. But you realize how crazy somebody look with blonde hair and yellow skin. Like I said, I done had 2 women, several, maybe 3 women with fur on their head point out to me that Asian people were changing their eyes, straightening their eyes to look more European. They brought it to my attention because they realized how crazy it was. And I'm just looking at it like, you don't realize you are the exact same, you're doing the exact same thing. This is the thing that sets you apart from every other person on the planet. So if you change it or alter it, you are doing the exact same thing as these people doing. This is what sets them apart from every other person on the planet. If you see an Asian, my mother made a comment to me about a Chinese person with blonde hair and how silly they look. And I'm just in there looking at your head like, you don't even see yourself. You don't see how silly you look with this, all this shit flowing, fur everywhere. Well, there is no difference. I'm sorry. So I'm trying to get y'all to understand that there's no difference. What they are doing is the same as what you're doing when you do that. And the very fact that it's temporary, you're wearing these temporary permanents that always come back, these weaves that don't last and fall out, the flat iron shit is going to frizz back up. Everything you do, your natural beauty always fights its way back through, and you just keep on bucking on it. So I'm saying, why? For you, you going through all that, spending all that money because you like it. Really. You like carrying around a bag full of bullshit. You like your pores being clogged up and fucked up. I got you. Okay. I'm addressing a lot of different shit, sis. I'm sorry I'm not sticking to your message because a lot of this is just the result of other people talking shit, and I just want to make sure we all are clear of what's really going on. Make sure I ain't leave nothing out. But no, I'm not trying to tell nobody that you're not natural enough or get into none of that. Like that was never what the intention was. Like the things I mentioned in those glamour school videos, I was asked about some of those things, and most of them were things, like I said, I just been talking about with people and learning about over the years. Yeah, and she did mention Sister Erykah Badu, which made me think about Aisha Segment, because I wanted to use this as a good example, because she said that Erykah Badu has been referred to as being natural, but she wears mascara, makeup, and nail polish, and all that might be true. But you know, I don't know much about what she wears. I don't do magazines and videos and shit like that, really. So I can tell you what her message is and what her music is about. And that's where the video age is kind of fucked up a lot of that for us. But I am pretty confident from listening to her that she don't care about none of that shit. And see, that was always my thing. Your healthy self-esteem. We always talking about health. Your self-esteem. And when you make statements that doing certain things boost your self-esteem and make you feel better about yourself, let you hold your head up high, this is what you saying. So that was my argument, that you should feel good. It should be coming from within. Your strength and your, man, I had another word because somebody else, but I can't remember. But it should come from within, not from the things that you do on the outside of yourself. Your confidence. But yeah. So I just don't think that's where Badu is at. I think she's gotten from behind the nine ball. She's not caught up on the hair thing. Like that's just what I think. And, you know, it just made me think about when I had a conversation with my mate about Aisha Segment. When I first turned her on to her, you know, we was watching the White Man's Bitch video. And when it was done, she made a comment about her, you know, wishing she would not have her hair straight or whatever. Something like that. I don't remember exactly what she said, but my whole point to her was, you know, it's easy to do that, you know, for us to sit around and do that type of shit, but it's a lot of us sitting around with our unks and dashikis and dreads and head wraps and they ain't doing a damn thing but watching other people on YouTube and making comments and all that. So before we get into all of that, who look like what, first ask, what are they doing? What are they doing? Like, there's some sisters that I know for a fact that are still wearing their straight hair and prefer that for whatever reason, but I would much rather fuck with them than some old motherfucking natural, so-called natural person who ain't about shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Aisha Segment is putting in work. Like, fuck all that other shit. I could give a fuck about what she looked like, what she wore really. Cause she's a fucking soldier, like, and I don't have no doubt about that. You know, all you gotta do is listen to her and her history to tell she's growing. She just getting into this shit, really. I mean, that was then when that video came. You could tell she was still rapping about coming off the pole and all the shit she used to do. So let's not be so quick to judge based on that. Look at yourself first and ask yourself, what are you doing besides looking a certain way? And, you know, that's just for everybody. Just throwing that out there, because I ain't on that. Like the sister said in the comment, certain natural sisters are making or being looking down on sisters with perms and demeaning them. Yeah, keep on demeaning them. Because it's a lot of them sisters just putting in work while you ain't doing shit. So, like I said, I got a lot more respect for sisters like Aisha Segment, and definitely for sisters like Badu. I ain't never once had no problems with nothing she did or wore or nothing. Like I said, I don't have no problem with you painting yourself. You want to become a canvas, turn your face into a canvas, and express yourself through that way. Tattoo, whatever you do, then do what you do. If that's what you do, and make it specific to you. Don't just be out copying somebody else, claiming you switching it up. Cause that ain't what I see. When I'm at the mall and downtown and out and about, it look like somebody just spit these motherfucking bras off an assembly line. Like they've been produced in a fucking factory. All I see is the same fucking girl. Or a certain one of these few girls, or Rihanna, or Nicki Minaj, or motherfucking whatever. All these little prototypes walking around. And I don't claim to be somebody who created shit. Like I say, I know I got my own style, but it's not my own style. I'm influenced by people who came before me. I don't have a problem admitting that. Because I aspire to be like certain people. Like I say, everything I'm doing, I do for a reason. Not just doing shit because it's cute. All this shit has to mean something. It has to mean something. If it doesn't, then why are you doing it? That's what you should be asking yourself. What are you saying to the world every day when you put your clothes on? You just saying, I'm fly, I'm cute, I'm hot. That's all you're concerned about, then that's good for you, that's fine. But I would rather send a stronger message. Because it's the decision I made. And I ain't trying to tell everybody to do what I did. You can't do what I do. You just do you. I'ma do me. Shout out to Rocco. So, I hope I cleared that shit up, man. Cause I don't want to hear no more emotional talk. Cause these are just facts. What I'm saying. I don't think I haven't stated my opinion on anything. Like, as far as this shit go. So y'all, you know, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't know how, you know, y'all gonna justify these things. How do you rationalize that? Unless you gonna tell me that my Bieber is the same, my hair is the same as a Bieber, and you can prove that, then, you know, you're just blowing smoke with all that. Oh, you can do what you want to do shit. You know it's fake because it only applies to you. You don't want me to be looking like that. Did you accept it that these are things that you're supposed to do as a woman? Like I said, who says? Just like I said about the sun deciding the differences between me and a European, nature will decide. Nature decided the differences between men and women. There's a time when the only way you could tell was to check up under the hood, right? Like everything else, you gotta lift them up and see, okay, that's what that is. But as time went on, just like I said about the sun, maybe if me and the white boy might lay there at first, we can sit there and say, oh yeah, we're both the same. We can both lay down on the beach. But as time goes on, the sun is going to say, okay, nope, here go the differences. Watch this. And the same happened with men and women. Nature decided. Here go the differences. Bam, 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 bam. Woo. Not even, you know, whatever. All it is. Nature decided. I didn't have to go get this shit. I don't have to paint it on. Some of you niggas spray painting beards and shit. Like I say, you can't make this about a man and women issue, because it's men with weaves and wigs and painting their faces and going through all these extreme crazy things too. This is a consciousness issue. If you ain't conscious and aware of what you're doing to yourself, and that you were perfect already and didn't need no improvement or enhancement, then you need to wake up. Because we're talking about survival when it's all said and done. It might come a time when you can't pack up all your shoes and your clothes and your makeup. You might just have, a wise man once told me that you should be able to carry everything you own on your back. In a bag, you should be ready to get up and go at a moment's notice. If you don't believe that's something that you should be thinking about, then I don't know where you at. But, keep being caught up in all this shit around you if you want to. Like I said before, I'm trying to liberate you. Gonna be a time when we're gonna need to let go of all these things that you think are important, all your attachments. So, yeah. I don't know, like I said, sister, I don't know what everybody else talking about as far as being natural. But that ain't what I'm talking about over here. I'm talking about being healthy. If you just insist on painting your face, if you've decided, why? You decide you're just an artist and this is how you decide to decorate. You decide to use your face as a canvas, then make sure whatever you putting on your face is healthy. You want to smell good, make sure whatever you're wearing is healthy for you. And just be aware of why you do the things you do. I hope I covered everything. But yeah, that was my point. She said we can't be natural in its totality, down to its totality. Yeah, that's what I said. We're not going to be walking around naked, boogers and shit hanging out our nose, shit all in our eyes. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to clean, groom, maintain ourselves. And be proud and happy about what we have. That's right. That's what it's all about. Being the best representation and manifestation of God in the flesh that you can be. And I love y'all. So, just think about what I'm saying. Think. Don't think. Think. And be healthy. Peace.